The search, Mahesh Jetmalani, of the income tax comes at a time within a month of the BBC airing a critical documentary on Prime Minister Modi. It also comes at a time when you, among others, have gone ahead and said that all of this is part of a Chinese propaganda, that BBC today is financed by Chinese state-owned companies, and therefore the BBC's finances need to be looked at. You want to expand on that?
Yeah, I have said that, and I've done this on Twitter. And whatever I've said on Twitter regarding the BBC, I mean, there have been a number of tweets. I have backed it up with with evidence that is in the public domain, and the BBC hasn't ever denied that. So, but that doesn't mean that just because I've tweeted, these raids have happened.
Now, are you questioning, I want clarity, are you questioning, Mahesh Jetmalani, the finances of the BBC? If the BBC has committed financial irregularities, surely that should have come out in the open by now by a British government inquiry. Are you convinced that the BBC is guilty of financial irregularities involving the Chinese?
Well, I'm certainly saying that because of the extent and quantum of financial interlocking, right? They are highly dependent on the Chinese. And to use the words of a British MP who was highly critical of the BBC and its financial shenanigans with the Chinese, right? Have my bread, you will sing my song.
You know, but you're saying this at a time when, let's be honest, Mr. Jethmalani, the BBC over the years has built a huge credibility as a fine journalistic organization. Are you saying all of that has to be thrown out of the window because according to you, and this is according to you, it is today funded by Chinese-owned companies? The fact is, a large part of the BBC's finances still come through the British taxpayer.
Well, this financial interlocking is not with the overseas, with the BBC in the UK. This financial interlocking is through an overseas entity controlled by the BBC called Storyworks. And most of the money, the funding comes into this company. All the Chinese state-owned financing is put through this company. And so there's a
you are with,
pardon the pun, a China wall between what happens in the UK, right, and what happens with stories which are publicized in places like India, right? So here it is Storyworks which really produces those documentaries. They are financed by the Chinese. They invest their pension funds with the Chinese, and so does BBC UK, right? Invest their funds more than 150 million pounds, and there is this financial interlocking. And there is no other explanation why the BBC has persistently indulged in anti-India propaganda, right?
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.